can come on down to Huntsville either this weekend or next year to watch us. It'll be TCU to serve first in our third set.
Getting back into the action.
Bringing some heat. We talked about that being a differential. Hodel. It'll be Camille going after Rockwell sideline, finding a lot of success. And for Lena Camille, that shot looks so comfortable. It's also the same shot for Brooke Rockwell that looks comfortable.
There's not much that they're doing that doesn't look comfortable out here.
True.
They make it all look so easy.
And like you said, I mean, sophomore, junior, one senior, and Zolani freshman. I mean, all young athletes.
Yeah, 3 of the 4 of them will probably be back here next year. It's interesting with TCU, their serving strategy, how much they've been targeting Zolani in these last couple of plays.
And what's interesting is neither of these programs have ever won a national championship, either on the pairs or the team.
That's true. Yes, that's incredible. That's really incredible. Great serve by Brooke, coming back to serve and putting some pressure on Camille to that sideline.
So this is a very meaningful match for both of these programs.
It's interesting on serve receive how you see Hamlet basically in the middle of the court right now. She's really given up her sideline.
Working the sideline of Rockwell is Camille from the other side.
I think we'll also see Rockwell starting to shift a little more sharply into Camille's ankles. It appears that Camille is hitting a lot more towards the sideline than the deep seam right now.
Jump float to Hodel. Passing over the midline so she can run in lane 3, and that goes just a little wide. A little bit fast contact off hand on ball.
It looks like there's a little bit of a setting discussion happening too between the players, that I think Zolani was thinking it was going to be a little bit tighter, and Rockwell's trying to give her some space to get around that block of Camille. So they'll iron that out on this side.
And this is where you start to wonder, as a freshman, did a little bit of the nerves factor in. I mean, she's done so well you didn't even notice, but now pressure really on setting too. That's where you, as a setter, you want to give a perfect set, and sometimes with that intention, it goes.
And setting can be one of the hardest skills to replicate.
Nice on 2 by Rockwell.
That's a great solution. If you don't want to set, then you can just hit on 2.
Exactly. And you know what? She prepared so well. She came in with her hips already facing. We can take a look here. Already going in the direction of her body. Blocker not fully ready to press.
Absolutely.
Great solution, like you said.
Again, aiming for that tape and just barely missing. I think sometimes when athletes stay really stubborn with those strategies, they pay off in the end. So it'll be neat to see if Zolani continues to try to skim the top of the net with these serves.
Hamlet to Hodel. Lane 4 brings it back down to that back corner.
And we see with that set that Rockwell really put Hodel on the net. And so I think that was the conversation they had. Camille is absolutely a big blocker. Zolani is able to be in that same airspace and work around her block.
And it was a really nice inside out happening there. Kicking outside is Camille, looking to the line.
So that's what Camille is doing really well. She's coming in and she's in alignment every time. So if Rockwell shifts into that sharp cross, Camille's just poking it over the block. And if Rockwell stays in the middle, then she's hitting those sharp crosses. So it's very much a cat and mouse game.
Camille. Hodel. High line picked up by Hamlet. Nicely done. Recovered. Another opportunity for TCU. Nice pull dig by Hodel, bringing the heat.
Look at all this blocking.
I know. Returned. What a dig. Go. Don't worry about the glasses. You got it. Nice play. This is a rally of the century here in this matchup. Go. That's incredible. Keeping it alive, giving height to her and her teammate. Rockwell off the high hands. Nicely dug. What a battle. Oh, what an absolute cracker of a rep.
That would be the play of the day.
Play of the day. Absolutely. ESPN.
Where are we? Yes. incredible athleticism, communication, and intention throughout that entire rally. And one thing that you can't see while you're not on the court is how fatiguing those rallies are. So after the balls cross over the net 3 or 4 times, we're really starting to burn any oxygen in our legs.
And these are super, super fit athletes, but it's their 8th match. It's hot, it's sunny, and they just sprinted the New York Marathon, which is happening right here in
the sand.
In a little tiny square. And so luckily it was a side switch, which actually for both teams was a hidden timeout almost.
Gives them a chance to take a deep breath, recover, feel their legs a little bit again, and get back into it.
6-4 TCU in the lead. Zolani's still clearing herself off there. Wind in the favor of TCU, blowing at their chests. Nice safe pass. Hamlet with the dig out of the middle. Going line on the chase is Rockwell, picking up nicely. That reach. Little poke over, falls short. Nice play by Rockwell.
It's incredible. Going back to the height of these athletes, Rockwell is, you know, when they're above the net, Rockwell and Camille are right there at the same level. She's just such a great job of getting her feet to the ball and jumping straight up and down to really maximize every inch of her vertical.
It'd be interesting to talk to Rockwell and see what helped her prepare to really transition straight from the junior game into a national championship finals as a freshman.
Yes.
Sharp angle, that's her favorite shot. It wouldn't surprise me if we're going to see that come out again.
I was able to talk with Kate, one of the Stanford team members yesterday, and she was just speaking so highly of all the freshmen that came into the Stanford program for this year. Their work ethic and the level that they came in ready to compete, she said, has made a huge difference for their program.
Hodel running out the middle, a tempo set, high line and coast. She finds it nicely. And we are at 6-7 for Stanford, closing the gap, tagging that sideline.
It's interesting, the offensive strategy for Stanford, really trying to run Hodel out of the middle, and we're seeing, especially Camille serving her sideline, really trying to pin her on the sideline, keeping her out of the middle. And on the TCU side, we see Hamlet really standing in the middle of the court. And Brooke decides to test that.
Nice play there. Haven't seen a look on offensive swings from Hamlet in quite some time, unless it was in transition, so...
8-6 TCU.
And that is one of the benefits of being a lefty. Oftentimes, teams do not want to mess with a lefty. I don't know what percentage of the population is left-handed, but I feel like most college teams have 1, maybe 2 lefties, with the exception of Long Beach State. And I think Mike recruits lefties.
I feel like we're maybe at 25%.
Yeah.
Let's say 28 to be like diplomatic.
Yes, okay, I'm there.
Nice pull dig. What a set from Rockwell. Are you kidding me? From her belly. How did she do it?
Such a veteran play by such a young player.
She is just so chill. I mean, she's very, very quick on her feet, like a little sand fairy, and completely chills out right on contact of the ball.
Yeah. Yeah, she's handling this moment like a day in practice right now. You can't see it on her face if she's feeling anything. Oh, here we go. Hector is also on the court.
Yeah. Hector's ready to step in.
We need to get him a jersey.
Oh my gosh, he's hilarious.
He's a heck of a player too. I think he'd do really good in this final.
We still compete at national team training camp once in a while. Pulling out all the things we try to relive our glory days.
Oh yes. I think at the national team training, we're down to short court when we play. Okay, we'll play half court.
We just put 6 aside.
Okay, there you go.
Big shot there. Looked like an open hand tip, but it wasn't.
Yeah, a little knuckleball, a lot of problem solving there. So you see the pressure creeping in a little bit in the communication of the athletes. So, you know, a little hesitation in the voice, even the tone in which they're using, when that starts to waver a little bit, you can sense some of the nerves. And I think it'll be interesting to see how the athletes work through that in these, on the home stretch of this game.
Yeah, and Camille running out of the middle. We haven't really seen that a lot from her, so I wonder if that's going to feature. Hodel, scrambled pass, unfortunate. I think Rockwell's trying to save it.
Yeah, she came in a little bit too high on the net as opposed to kind of dropping low and letting that.
Would you have said as a coach, let it hit the net and play it out of the net?
I was just watching the replay, and I don't know that it was going to hit the net. But my first reaction, I would have said, come in lower. So anytime we're low when we play this game, we're creating time. And that's the goal for this game, is to create time. So whenever we're trying to play something high or fast or early, we're robbing ourselves of time, and we're robbing ourselves of being able to track the ball. So if she would have come in a little bit lower, might have been able to get a little bit of a better handle on it. Hard to say.
It was a fast play indeed, and that's sometimes why we say in transition, have a higher dig, give yourself more time, give your partner a little bit more time, even if it's a tricky ball. And at this level, I mean, most balls are tricky. They're all reactionary. You don't have the luxury of a soft, easy shot.
Absolutely. And it's also interesting that they switched, both the Stanford pair switched from left to right on that last one. So Rockwell's been setting the majority of the balls from the right side, and all of a sudden she's coming in setting from the left side, and it changes the angles just a little bit.
And you have to show something different, I think, in set 3 to get something, because you become predictable. You've played each other 2 full sets now. One went one way, one went the other way, and it's like, well, you got to read on them. And we just saw Camille go for that middle lane set.
Exactly.
There, picking up an easy kill.
Show them something they haven't seen, right? And I think that all of these pairs in training and practice, you kind of have a couple of weapons or, secret plays that you're going to be able to use under pressure to show the team something they have not yet seen. And that's sometimes all you need to steal a point here or there. It's not something that we're going to run every single time, but we've trained it enough that we have the confidence to throw it in.
Being proactive and making a switch is Stanford.
Yeah,
switching
absolutely.
up, showing them some different, being proactive rather than reactive.
Absolutely.
Nice pass, asking for the 40, which is a tempo set. Nice side out by Zolani.
And it's interesting because we haven't seen Zolani hit a whole bunch of high lines from the left side, right? And so giving that defense the look from the right, and you see Haley stand up and, hey, I've cataloged that, I'm ready for the next one.
Rockwell down the middle. Haley falling inside. Zolani almost there.
You see that moment. You see that moment for both Camille and Haley when they're like, okay, good, I can breathe.
I think we all hold our breath on
Yes, absolutely.
Because the wind is blowing, and I tell you, if one of those guests had picked up right then at that moment,
that's a kill.
It could have been
a block.
Serve. Rockwell running out of the middle, brings some heat. Nicely handled by Hamlet. Scramble play keeps it alive. Opportunity for Zolani. And she takes it right down the middle.
It's incredible. In that one rally, I think on the TCU pair, I think both of them dove in the sand at least twice. Everybody is putting their heart and their soul on the line out here for every single contact. And you will not see one of these athletes show anything less than their best effort for every single contact here.
Absolutely. Andrew Fuller, head coach at Stanford, also coached in the Olympics with Lauren Fendrick and Brooke Swett. So no stranger to pressurized situations.
And always with the notebook.
Always with the notebook.
I wonder if
I want to know what's on the notebook.
Jokes. I think he writes jokes. Just looks so official.
What a read. Heat. Dug by Hamlet. Tight set. Recovered. What a flip of the hips and change of direction by Rockwell. And she smokes it. That is a pro level play. That could be a career best right there in her freshman year in the national championships. That's absolutely epic.
And that's what we want to, that's what you want to see from her right now in this moment, the really taking the power and staying with her big swings, because that's what's scoring for her. When she's gone to the shots, TCU has done a phenomenal job of stopping them.
Did you see Rockwell in the recruiting process, or did Fuller hide her?
So Rockwell, sheshe was out there. We saw her a couple of times, but again, she's someone that just jumped so well and was so offensive that I think the second one coach, as soon as you saw her as a coach, you're like, yep, I want this kid. So she didn't have to spend a lot of time traveling.
Nice feet to ball adjustment as she continues to move into the left, but it's TCU. Hamlet going after Hodel, almost there is Rockwell. Nice play by TCU. The Horned Frogs bringing some heat out of that.
Hodel does a phenomenal job of touching every ball when she pulls. People attack her all the time when she's pulling, and she does a phenomenal job of getting a touch on every single ball.
It is 12-10 here in our tiebreak gold medal match, set number 3. TCU leads 12-10, and there is a massive ace.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you'd pay for that if you could.
But you can see the focus in her eye, well, not her eyes, but her face, her whole body. Like, she's ready for this moment, and she's confident in her jump serve. She's been doing it the entire game.
And she's kept herself offensively active by having a jump top spin.
Absolutely.
She's not being served
Puts herself
at all.
into the game.
She is ready. This time out of the middle, changing a little bit.
That toss just floated a little bit in front of her. I'm looking at the flag again, and you can see all of a sudden it's waving. So I don't know if there was a little bit of a wind there for that.
Rockwell, this time to Hamlet, running the back set into lane 2, getting enough of a spread there. Absolutely. Look at us. We're like, yes, we're saying the same thing. We're so excited. We're just excited because we're starting to develop that spread and the offensive variety a lot. And we start to see the why and the benefit and the level of the game enhancing so much and getting so much quicker.
Absolutely, and I think that's the trickle down of the professional levels too. So we've really watched the pro levels and the international levels expand how the game is played, and it's so neat to see that these young athletes are not afraid to take those risks.
And it is championship point here. 14-11 TCU, the Horned Frogs in the lead. And it's Lena Camille back to serve. Going after Rockwell on the left this time. And she does a nice job using the block, going off the angle.
And again, sticking with those swings, right? And taking some power attacks. Hamlet's standing right in the middle of the court. It's going to be interesting if Solani's going to test her line. They've served her the last couple of balls.
Risky move.
Yeah. The stick on Camille.
Running the back set, big set close off the block, and there you have it. Your national championship winners are TCU, the Horned Bullfrogs. Absolutely incredible battle by both of these teams. Congratulations for the silver for Stanford.
Absolutely.
Absolutely amazing. We have it here.
What a well-played game from both teams. And I think one of the neatest things, as soon as that ball hit the ground, you see a huge smile on all 4 of their faces because everybody knows how much they poured into this competition.
And it was a battle, a 3-day competition. Started off with 3 pool play matches. We played round robin, traditional style pool play on Friday, round of 32 on Saturday, and then we had our semifinals and finals here. So a long tournament. Congratulations again to Haley Hamlet and Lena Camille. I'm sure doing both her country and school proud here, picking up their first national championship. Beth, what do you think about that match?